Back here on the Rich Eisen Show in London. Did you just make another cup of tea for yourself, TJ?
I did, mate.
Oh, my God.
I didn't even try that time. That was just...
Okay.
I didn't still bad.
I just said mate.
man.
I know, but you don't have to do any of it.
We don't have to be here, but we are. So
Oh,
let's enjoy
my
it.
God.
What
Let's
does that
enjoy
mean?
Let's enjoy ourselves.
No one is enjoying you talking like that.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
you say, but like...
All right, let's bring...
See, I'm getting laughs from the room.
Okay.
It's Jay Felly.
Can we get to the guest?
Sorry.
Can we do that? What do you think?
Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh's finest.
That is correct.
That's true.
One of Arizona's finest, right?
A fellow dreadlock Rasta.
One of the best human beings on planet Earth, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of DraftKings. It's Larry Fitzgerald. How are you, Larry? Good to see you, buddy.
Doing great, Rich.
How are you?
So good to see you as always, my friend.
Good to see you too. What do I do with a teammate that constantly uses an English accent and it embarrasses our entire nation over here in London? What do I do, Larry, with TJ essentially? What do I do?
You gotta let people be who they are, man. He wants to have a good time.
Thank you, Larry.
Come on, Larry. You're too nice.
Thank you, Larry.
Good to see you, Larry. How's it going? What's going on in your life? Everything good?
Everything's going great. Every month, every October, I'm fortunate enough to be able to partner with DraftKings and with the Pinkham campaign, and to be able to raise $100,000 a year for my foundation to combat breast cancer, during this month is always something I'm really, really privileged and proud to be able to do with them, and it's an unbelievable thing that they do for me and my foundation.
How can people get involved? It's called Pinkham Campaign, obviously playing off of the Pick'em campaign that potentially people would normally associate with DraftKings. How can people get involved?
So all they got to do is go to DraftKings.com/Pinkham and submit their lineups, and they'll be able to roll and be able to participate, and hopefully they'll be able to submit a lineup that actually gets something done that week.
Okay, yeah. And so and then there's a fundraiser that comes from all this, is what you're saying as well.
Yeah. So they 20,000 people, they match 20,000, but even last week we had 50,000 people, chip in and come online. And, so it's just raising awareness for a lot of different charitable initiatives. Mine is one of them. And, they've been very, very generous with me.
Outstanding. And so everyone can obviously go to DraftKings and support the Pinkham campaign that supports the Larry Fitzgerald Foundation and breast cancer awareness all October long, with free-to-play Pick'em pools every single Sunday. I've got Larry Fitzgerald here on the Rich Eisen Show. How's your son doing at Notre Dame, Larry? I know last time I saw you was at the American Century Championship out there in Lake Tahoe during the summer, and you're all excited about that. How's he doing?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's glad to be able to kind of have the process behind us. It's a lot goes into it, but he's actually still a senior in high school, so he'll enroll in January and hopefully be able to compete and go try to earn some playing time in the spring. So it's a really exciting time for him. I'm proud of him.
I appreciate you gently correcting me. So he's not at Notre Dame yet. He is just committed to Notre Dame football.
Yes, sir. He's just committed.
All right. Fantastic. Larry Fitzgerald here on the Rich Eisen Show. I just had Kurt Warner here, Larry, and he is one of your biggest fans. I mean, he talks about how you and he would vibe and connect. I'm wondering what you could tell somebody, say, that's trying to adjust to a new quarterback who's in a new situation. How did you figure that all out with Kurt when he first arrived in Arizona, Larry?
Well, working with Kurt, I love that man, and I attribute a lot of my success in terms of the work ethic and the diligence and the things that I picked up from him. But it wasn't a democracy with Kurt. It was a dictatorship. He told me from the first couple practices, you do this really well, you run and you catch these 50-50 balls, but that's not how I play. If you want to have success with me, you need to be able to run routes like Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt and Ricky Proehl and Oz Hakeem and the players that he had on that The Greatest Show on Turf. And so he really challenged me from the beginning. He really lit a fire under me, and he constantly showed me tape of those guys. We would sit down and watch the concepts, the way they would come out of the big ends and the way he needed to get leverage. And he really taught me, I mean, I had coaches obviously taught me, but I never had a player really put his arm around me and teach me the game the way they wanted me to learn it. And, he really helped me take off when he got here.
How did you take that though initially when he's sitting down? It's not like you were just a rookie when he first showed up.
I mean, I was only in my second year, Rich. And I mean, what do you tell a two-time MVP, a Super Bowl MVP, a Super Bowl champion, a future Hall of Famer, that's actually throwing you the ball? You shut your mouth and you do what he asks you to do. It's very, very simple.
Right.
I wanted to have a career like Isaac Bruce and Torrey Hall, and he was giving me the blueprint to be able to do that. And not even just the football aspect, but him and Brenda, bringing me over for Thanksgivings and Easters and let me come over and see the kids and spend time with all of them. And, he was just such a unbelievable leader. He was the kind of teammate when a teammate would have a baby, he would show up at the hospital for you. And, he's just that kind of person. And, what he stood for kind of permeated throughout our team and really raised the character and level of focus.
Larry Fitzgerald here on the Rich Eisen Show, and again, you're a humble guy, so I'm not going to do anything about the Hall of Fame except point out the fact that you are eligible for enshrinement, and for the first time, and I expect to see you as a first ballot wide receiver, which is not common. It's very uncommon that wide receivers get in the first ballot. So I'm going to ask you to pound the table for Anquan Boldin, who does not appear to have the same buzz about him as you or any other wideout that should be considered for enshrinement, and what he was able to do. I'll give you the floor on that, Larry.
Yeah, I mean, Anquan, I mean, I hope I don't offend any of my teammates. I've had hundreds of teammates, but Anquan was so unique, and how he just allowed me to come in. I mean, Anquan was the rookie of the year in 2003, 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns, over 100 catches, broke a lot of rookie records. And they drafted me with the third pick overall. It could have very easily been a really contentious situation. Like, why do you need to go waste a third round pick when I'm obviously the bell cow? And that's not how he treated me at all. From the day I walked in the building, it was just like brothers. I'm always indebted to how he treated me and what he cultivated in terms of his toughness every single day. And I don't think you can't really tell the story of Anquan by just looking at his numbers. Every team he's ever been on, he's been a meaningful contributor in and outside of the locker room, and a Walter Payton Man of the Year, always championing for causes, not only in his community, but nationwide. When you build a teammate, the perfect teammate, the perfect team player, there's a picture of Anquan Boldin there. And, I know, all of these things are subjective, but, we don't make the playoff runs that we make without him. Our team is not as resilient without him. The level of care in the community is not as high without him. The way he set the bar was unbelievable. Still one of the greatest things I've ever remember. And it didn't start off great, but we were playing against the New York Jets. We were out of the game. We were down 20 plus points. So we were trying to just put some drives together late. And Anquan was running the seam and got hit, knocked unconscious. I mean, I got to him first and I saw blood come out of his nose and his mouth, and he was out of it. They carried him off the field. And, I just remember the feeling that I had. And I remember going to the locker room. He was in the x-ray room. It was right by our locker room. So you had to pass it. So I go in and I'm crying. I'm emotional. And his head is strapped to this gurney on the board. He looks up at me and he couldn't talk because his jaw was broken. He goes, why are you crying? Why are you crying? He's asking me. He said, I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right. He's mumbling this to me. And I'm like, if I could ever be this tough in these type of moments, I would actually have a successful career. And 2 weeks he was out. Literally, he was drinking McDonald's shakes because he couldn't eat any solid food. 2.5 weeks, he comes back with 40 screws. And I remember him running through Thomas Davis, and I can't remember who the other cornerback or linebacker was, but he ran right through him for a touchdown. And it just embodied who he was and how tough he was. The dude was just he was the toughest cat I ever been around, man. And yeah, man, that guy, he's special.
Yeah, I hope he's in the same room in Canton as you one day. He deserves it, as do you. Larry Fitzgerald, a few minutes left with Larry. Pinkham campaign is available through DraftKings to support the Larry Fitzgerald Foundation and breast cancer awareness all October long. Who's the wide receiver, if you could watch just one? You know, you got a lot going on in your life. You got the remote control in front of you. You can watch any game you want. You turn it on because you want to watch this one wide receiver in the game today. Who would that be? Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh man, that is such a tough question. That is such a tough question. Ah, I mean, I think Justin Jefferson, to me, what he's been able to do, and I think Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson are like neck and neck, right? But Jamar has had the luxury of having, you know, somebody who's in the conversation of MVP quality player at quarterback and Joe Burrow his entire career. Justin has done it with Sam Darnold. He's done it with J.J. McCarthy. He's done it with Kirk Cousins. He's done it with a lot of different players, and his numbers never change. And so, like, I think that's really truly a testament to being the best player on the field. Everybody's keying in on you, every defense, every coordinator, everybody's aware of where you are, and you're still able to go out there and make play after play after play. And getting to know him, he lives in Minnesota. I'm a Minnesota guy. He's so humble. He's down to earth. He's engaging. Like, he just stands for all the right things. And I think he's just in the long line of great Minnesota Vikings receiver, from Ahmad Rashad to Anthony Carter to Chris Carter to Randy Moss to Adam Thielen and now Justin Jefferson. And I'm a homer. I don't know if you can tell, but
Yes.
born and raised in Minnesota, still got a little Vikings love for me.
I know you do. And the story goes, Kevin O'Connell will tell you that when he took the job in Minnesota, a member of the Viking staff handed him a FaceTime call as he was getting off the podium where he was introduced as the new head coach. And it was Justin Jefferson asking him, because he's coming from the Rams, how does Cooper Kupp get so wide open on every play? I want to do the same thing. And O'Connell basically told him, you got to, know how to play every position and everything that's going on. I'm happy to be that guy for you. I'm obviously paraphrasing what his answer was. Yeah. But obviously in your career, you went inside after not being inside your whole career. And I'm wondering if you see something similar to having to just learn different parts of the game to get better, no matter how many years you've been excelling at it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a much better player than I developed into that, when Bruce Arians got there. I was primarily your prototypical X that just stayed outside the numbers, backside of most plays. And then when Coach Arians got to Arizona, he pushed me into being a more versatile player, moving me inside. Like, Justin came in out of the gate, doing a little bit of everything and being able to really playing a sophisticated scheme like he was with Kevin. And so, barring anything from a health perspective, I don't see anything slowing him down. I mean, the guy's a force of nature.
All right, two more questions for you. Do you reach out to Marvin Harrison Jr. at any point? Do you have a relationship with him? And if so, what 2 cents have you given him?
Yeah, Rich, I try to be really respectful of the players. If there's things that he wants to talk about, he's always got that. But I always tell him whenever I see him, I tell him, Marv, if there's anything I can do to be of use for you, I don't care if it's, landscaping or if it's a house cleaner, housekeeper, or whatever it is that you need. I just want you to know I'm here and I'm available to you. What I really am thankful for about him is how he's treated my son. My son met him at a restaurant randomly, and he sat outside and talked to him for 45 minutes about life, ball, how he should be approaching, the next level of transition that he's going to be making in a little bit. And so, like, it's very similar to, how Randy and Chris kind of treated me, right? And so Devin's very fortunate to be able to have that relationship with them. He's super sweetheart of a kid, and, glad to see him, especially last Thursday. I think it was Thursday 2 weeks ago when they played against Seattle. Started off tough and really came out and made some plays. And then last week before he went down in Indianapolis, had a really good start to that game too. So I just hope he continues to stay on the trajectory. He's a wonderful kid. I'm always pulling for him.
It seems like he's putting a lot of pressure on himself, Larry. right?
I mean, you
for
should,
being
Rich.
drafted.
You should, Rich. You got to. You got to be your own biggest critic. When you're in studio and you don't perform to the level that you know you're capable of, people could tell you that, but nobody it doesn't matter to anybody as much as it matters to you. And I love that quality. I love that trait. You need to be your biggest critic, and your best has to be what you expect of yourself every single day when you step on that field. And I admire that about him, that he's not going to settle, and he wants to be the best.
All right, last one for you here. It's week 7. Who do you think's in the Super Bowl? I don't know if I had your pick prior to the season, or if you do such things. Which teams do you think are going to be in Super Bowl 60 as we're embarking on week 7, Larry Fitzgerald?
I mean, can I just give you 2 from each conference?
You're Larry Fitzgerald. You could do what you wish. Go for it.
Right,
you can use the I'm Larry Fitzgerald preemptory of not answering the direct question. That's fine.
Well, Detroit, I know they got beat by Kansas City last week, but on the NFC side, Detroit looks really good. I think the Eagles are just so talented. At some point, they will, get back on track, get that offense going like they were able to. They kind of went through this kind of same phase and flow last year and then got it going. I think they're just so talented on both sides of the ball. They will get it figured out. And on the AFC side, I really think that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, you can't have a conversation on the AFC side without talking about them. And the team I also think is going to make a push is the LA Chargers. I know they're banged up at running back right now, but I really like the fact that they're going to get Khalil Mack here soon. And if they can somewhat keep that offensive line standing upright, and keep Justin Herbert standing upright, I think they're going to be able to get into competition too. I like the way they're able to move the ball around.
Larry, you're the best, man. Thanks for taking the time. Don't be a stranger. I'd love to have you on anytime you want. You're welcome. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. I do know if I do come on, I can't use my British accent. So, if I do get on.
Yes. Thank you.
Do you have one, Larry? Do you have one?
No,
do you have one?
No, I don't. No.
He does not. Okay. Well, TJ, you could coach Larry.
There's nothing I can coach Larry Fitzgerald on, to be honest with you.
Larry, I don't know. Your name was invoked on the show last week. Again, I know I've kept you too long, but just before I let you go, your name was invoked on the show last week when Devin Lloyd ran one back 99 yards on a pick 6 in the state of Florida. I brought it up to Kurt. And, interestingly enough, who was trying to chase him down? I think it was
Tyquan Thornton.
Tyquan Thornton tried to chase him down on the strike. Yeah. And even Kurt pointed out that was your attempt. You tried it. You tried
man, I'll never forget, man. I hit James Harrison. And the only visual that I can give you what it felt like hitting him was like tackling a refrigerator. That's what it felt like. When I hit, I was like, golly, this hurts.
You're tackling a moving refrigerator, that's for sure.
Yes, I'm
Larry,
moving
the best,
refrigerator.
Man.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Pinkham campaign, everyone support it. It supports the Larry Fitzgerald Foundation.
Right there, baby.
And breast cancer awareness all October long with free-to-play Pinkham pools every Sunday on DraftKings. Thanks for the time, sir. You're the best.
Thank you. Have a great day, my friend. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Larry Fitzgerald, great human and soon to be first ballot.
We are in England.